I like your response about helping people be able to go back to the country and be able to feed themselves, to be self-sustainable in basic things like food. There was a time, not that long ago in Honduras, where we were self-sufficient in black beans, rice, corn. But because Honduras increasingly has had to become a part of the international system, they've had to listen to the World Bank and to the IMF and to the IDB in exchange for loans and also from the US government. Honduras has been asked to lower its tariffs on basic grains like corn and rice and allow cheap foreign imports of those commodities at prices which the average Honduran farmer cannot compete. The United States is full of illegal aliens that have left Honduras because they could not make money farming coffee. Many of them have lots of land, and they would love to come back to Honduras and farm the land of their family and make even a basic, humble living. But because of international policies that Honduras has subscribed to, that allows cheaper, much cheaper commodities than can be produced by the Honduran farmer, we've eliminated our ability to feed ourselves. And so, as you say, we're having to buy corn, rice, beans from other countries where we have endless amounts of land to farm ourselves. How do we change that? How do we become a self-sufficient country and employ people in the countryside, in the villages, move people back away from the cities where nobody's happy because there's overcrowding, there's crime? How do you move people back to the country, to their villages, so they can farm the land of their ancestors?
There are two things here. We have to talk with international organizations about those agreements that Honduras signed with the IMF or the Inter-American Bank to have to buy some products outside, that they will understand that the rules of the game in Honduras are changing because that we might not have the corruption that they know has existed here for 100 years, and that's why they have made these decisions. We, in our webpage, www.salvadornasralla.com, we have about 600,000 people who have entered that webpage, and we have received in our email many people from the United States who write to us, who want to come back to Honduras if Salvador Nasralla is the president, who want to live here. They don't want to live in the United States. So there's many people who, when they might see that in Honduras we have a different way of having a government and thinking different, they will come back. And the international organizations will find out and see that the rules are changing, that when the International Monetary Fund would want to invest in a new work, they will be able to implement it quickly. Honduras has been offered to have airports, roads, lots of even renewable energy producing projects have been offered. Many offers have been made, but Honduras projects go to sleep. Why? Because presidents that Honduras has had, even the Republicans in Congress, they have been employees of the groups of power, and they need to consult because they know that with a decision like that they are affected.
One of the things that concerns me about your candidacy is it is weighted tremendously on your popularity, your individual popularity. And if you get elected, because of the strength of your popularity, you may succeed in getting some things done and changing the country, starting to change the country. But I remember during the administration of President Ricardo Maduro, his focus was on security, crime, anti-crime. And he personally became very involved with the military He would dress up in, his uniform and go door to door in the middle of the morning, in the middle of the night. And there is a consensus in this country that during the 4 years of Mr. Maduro, crime decreased. Now, he took a pretty hard hand, and many people thought that was very necessary. But the way he attacked crime was something very personal. It was on the strength of him, of his personality. But after Mr. Maduro left, crime started going back up again. He didn't solve crime. He attacked it superficially. So how do you implement solutions to something like corruption that are not superficial and will not be long-lasting after you're gone?
I will surround myself of expert people in these areas, not in people that might want to just want to be presidents of the Republic in 2018. I will have people who are experts in security. And we know that other countries have expert people who might come and help us to solve the problem. So this is the way in which we attack all the areas. It will not just be me. We will start this in November. We will start to give names of people who are honest and capable in each of the areas, who are the people that will integrate our party.
My question is particularly with regard to security. I was using that as an example. The core of my question goes to your popularity, the strength of your personality. You, Salvador Nasralla, are a unique person. You're not a politician by profession. You're well known. People know your face. And you have very unique views. But when Salvador Nasralla is gone, what's to keep the situation from going back to the way it was before Salvador Nasralla?
The idea is that our party will develop a credibility within the people during our period of government that will allow that the party will continue in power in the measure that people will see that it was a success, the anti-corruption party, and that this bipartisan was broken. There will be people, maybe the Minister of Subtravi that we might have, the Ministry of Health that we might have, or the other people that work next to us, together with us, will be people who will obtain a great fame and great credibility, which will allow them to keep this party to continue in power.
But, as you know, right now in the Resistencia, you have a very divided Resistencia. Every week there's another division. You have the FARC. You have the group led by, I forget. You have within the FARC, you have the bloqueros en el movimiento del 28 de junio. Uno es socialista, el otro es totalmente. Pues, what is it that holds them together? It's Manuel Zelaya. It's the personality. It's the cult of Manuel Zelaya. My concern is that people who like you and would vote for you based on a cult of personality rather than the party. Because it's one thing for somebody to get excited about Salvador Nasralla. Nobody's going to get excited about the anti-corruption party, not in 1 or 2 or 3 years. It's you that they're voting for, not the people around you. After you're gone, people will go back to their old ways.
Many people, I even personally laugh when they say, we want you for many years, and I'm not interested in that. But if it were necessary, if that were necessary, in view of what you have mentioned, we would look for ways to be able to raise the profile of another person during my government so that this person will assume power in 2018. So we will try. I am a good presenter so that I can bring up the profile of another person, and that will be needed by the country. But what you're mentioning about resistance, for example, that is very much divided. It demonstrates, it shows us that they really, what they're looking for is to replace the current politicians. In other words, they see that politics is a business and they want to get into this business. And that's why one group is here to take power and the other group there also wants to take power. But in the, they are not really interested in the welfare of the country. They want to have their own welfare. They want to take the positions that the other party has, the National or the hard vote from the Liberal Party. But this is not my case, neither the people who are around me. In my webpage, I have 15,000 volunteers who are people that want the welfare of this country, not personal welfare. And all the people that come close to me and that they say, I would be a good mayor, we would have to evaluate you.
I understand. But you understand what I'm getting at. Okay. I want to touch a little bit on crime. You were going in that direction. The United States possesses 5% of the world's population. And it consumes more than 90% of the illegal drugs in the world. And 60% of that comes right through La Mosquitia, La Costa Norte, Copan, and Guatemala and Mexico. 60%. The other 40% goes through the Caribbean, Jamaica, some other countries there. This is a market-driven problem. As long as the U.S. consumer is addicted to consuming drugs, and Mr. Calderon in Mexico referred to that not too long ago, there is no way Honduras can solve this problem, even if they double the size of their military and their police. Because not only is the money contributing to the corruption and to the crime, but the United States is selling the arms to the gangs and to the organized crime syndicates that are being used against our military and our police. And there will never be a time when our military and our police will ever have the upper hand against organized crime, because the money is too great. So, given the fact that this is a market-driven problem, there's very little that the president of Honduras can do other than try to have a band-aid solution, try to keep things as stable as possible. What can be done, in your opinion, to resolve this problem, given that much of it is out of your control?
There has to be a negotiation with the United States. If through Honduras 60% of the drug that is consumed in the United States, the United States has to collaborate with us to be able to solve this problem. I don't know how. I would have to have a group of people who are expert in this, but defined as it is, this problem. Somehow, drug has a value. Drug is worth money, and